Ghosts of Tabor has the potential to be the best VR game ever created. As of right now, the game is still in development, so it still has some problems. But the developers are constantly updating the community on what they're working on. And boy oh boy, do they have some big plans for this game. In the next update alone, we're going to be getting a bunker rework and a brand new map, along with many gameplay changes and new features. But there are some things that I and many other players are going to want to see in this game. So let's talk about it. So as we all know, this game is highly inspired by Escape from Tarkov. And in Escape from Tarkov, you find weapons, but they're not fully complete. Sometimes you'll find a gun and it's missing a stock or a receiver, it's missing gun parts. And the developers of Ghosts of Tabor have already talked about adding this feature into the game. Instead of just finding fully completed weapons, you'll find incomplete weapons, broken weapons, and you'll be able to find gun parts around the map to be able to build your guns fully. And to me personally, that sounds like an awesome feature. Imagine crafting your own weapons and being able to customize them to the way you want them to be. We can already sort of do that with attachments. So one thing I wish that they would actually add into the game is the ability to maybe paint your weapons or put camos onto your weapons. I'm not really sure how they would do this, but my idea is like go to the market, buy a paint job, apply it to your weapon. It would just add an extra layer of customization on top of everything the game already has, and make you feel more personally attached to the gear that you have when you go and raid. It would make it all the more devastating to die with a gun that you fully kitted out and painted. They've already sort of done this with the golden AK that they added in, so I know there's a way to do it. And if they're going the Escape from Tarkov route, this should definitely be in the game. It would be awesome. And this is just one of many features that would add to this game tremendously. Another thing that I'm hoping to see in this game is a higher player count on these bigger maps. As of right now, the highest player count that we have is 12, and it's on the Island of Tabor map. It just feels as if sometimes there's nobody around and sometimes everybody's around, if you know what I mean. Sometimes I'll go into a game and find nobody and just loot and leave, and then sometimes I'll run into 5 or 6 people during a raid. I'm hoping for this new city map that they're doing, hopefully they'll up the count to 20. That would be awesome. Imagine the chaos as you're running through the streets of Tabor, everybody's just shooting each other, it'd be amazing. Another thing that they plan to add into the game is a trade market. Once again, a lot like the one in Escape from Tarkov, where you will be able to trade with other players. Now what I really want this feature to be is a social hub. I really hope they go this route because it'll add a lot of depth into the game, where you can go to the market, you can go into the trade room, and there will just be a bunch of players with all their gear, trading around, handing each other stuff. Tell me that wouldn't be amazing. If they don't do this, it'll most likely just be like the market we already have, where you go up to a screen, see what players are selling, purchase it, and it shows up in your bunker. I'm sure all of you and I personally would love to just go talk to random strangers and like buy stuff off of them. It would add to the already awesome social aspect Ghosts of Tabor has. Maybe there's one guy trying to scam you, and then maybe there's another guy that helps you out and trades you something nice, you know? So we already know they're going to add farming into the game one way or another. And from what we can gather, we know this is for basically medical crafting. And one thing that I really want to be in there is the whole aspect of having to water your plants and take care of them and maintain them. Now, I'm sure that's what they're going to go for, but once again, we don't have too many details on what this farming system will be like. My idea is that you'll find seeds during your raid, and you'll be able to bring them back, put them in a pot, water them, and then when you go out on raid, they'll just start growing. And maybe you'll be able to get upgrades like some blue lights to help them grow faster, and maybe other things. As of now, we already know that you're going to be able to upgrade your bunker some way or another, so why not be able to upgrade your farming station? I'm excited to see what they do with this, and hopefully they make it as engaging as the rest of the game is. Along with the farming, I'm hoping that we're going to get more consumables. And what I mean by this is the only thing we have right now is food, water, and nerds. And I'm hoping for more things like this. For example, maybe you bring a cup of coffee into raid with you, and you'll be able to run faster after you drink the coffee. I want there to be more buffs and debuffs for using consumables. Once again, this will add more depth to the gameplay. And here's another example. Let's say you find some tobacco seeds in raid. So you plant the tobacco seeds and you grow it, then you should be able to craft it into a cigar or be able to put it into a pipe. And after you smoke the tobacco, you take less damage, but also you don't have as much stamina because you smoked it. So you get a positive and negative effect. Like I said, this would just add a lot more depth into the game. And I hope to see more consumables in Ghosts of Tabor. And while we're on the topic of consumables, I know that the developers plan to change the medical system that they have in the game. Once again, they want this to be close to Escape from Tarkov, where each one of your body parts will have a condition. So let's say you get shot in the leg. Well, that part of your body will now be red and you'll start to walk slower. They actually showed this in one of the first announcement trailers of Ghosts of Tabor. But as of right now, this isn't in the game yet. The only way I can assume that this will work is that maybe you'll have nerd injectors on your legs too, like we do on both of the arms right now. I can't see them making this any more in depth, because every time you get shot, you wouldn't want to have to pull out 3 different items to do 3 different things just to heal a wound. Now, if they do it correctly, I could see how that could be fun, but like, imagine if you had to pull the bullet out, bandage it, then inject a nerd. I mean, they could possibly do that, but that would just be way too much for a VR game. And it would slow down the pace of the gameplay dramatically. So I'm not really sure what I want for the medical system as of now, but if you guys have any good ideas, let me know down in the comments. Also, another thing that I really want in Ghosts of Tabor is the ability to play day and night maps. So right now, Silo is kind of our night map and Island is our day map. I want the ability to play either one of these maps on night or day. Once again, a lot like Escape from Tarkov. Before your raid, you should be able to choose what time of day you want to go in. And I just checked the Discord and apparently they are adding a night version of the Island map. So personally, I'm really excited to see that get into the game. And I wonder if there will be higher tier loot for going onto the map at night. Because personally, I don't see any incentive to go on the map at night other than to use night vision. So adding higher tier loot at nighttime would be a great way to incentivize players to go at night instead of day. Now this is far-fetched and most likely will not be coming into the game, but is it just me or do I just want my friends to be able to come in and spectate my bunker and look at all the loot and gear that I've collected? Now of course this would have to be done correctly, but tell me it wouldn't be awesome for other players to be able to come and visit your bunker and see what you have. You guys could just sit down on the couch, smoke a pipe and chill. I mean, it would just be a cool social aspect they could add into the game. But once again, most likely this is not going to be in the game. Another thing that they could add to Ghosts of Tabor from Escape from Tarkov would be weapon condition or weapon malfunctioning. Once again, this will have to be implemented correctly. But imagine you're in raid and your gun just jams on you and you have to unjam it. It would just add a lot of tension to the game. And it could add more to the metagame where maybe you have to replace gun parts or clean your weapons with gun oil so they don't rust. I feel like if they implemented this correctly, it would be a great addition to the game. And now, the final thing that I would love to see in Ghosts of Tabor is some type of character customization. It doesn't have to be too in-depth, but I would at least like to change skin color or the material that I'm wearing. Because I'm not gonna lie, the tan suit that we're wearing right now, it's pretty ugly. I know that with the next update, the devs are gonna add in new player models, so I'm excited for that. And they've also confirmed that they're gonna be adding in different factions that we can play as. And I'm sure that each of these factions will have different appearances. But yeah, if we can change the clothes that we're wearing or change our skin color or some type of customization besides just the armor that you put on, it would be a great addition to the game. Also female characters, question mark? But anyways guys, these are some of the things that I want to see in Ghosts of Tabor as we get more and more updates throughout the year. Some of these have been confirmed to be coming, while others are just ideas that I could come up with off the top of my head. And also, I'm not a developer, so I don't know how hard any of this would be to implement into the game. They're just some concepts that I wanted to lay out there for you guys, and if they were implemented, would make the game tremendously better, and you have to agree on that. If there's anything I didn't say in this video, go down in the comments and let me know what feature you want added to the game. I'm really curious to see what you guys come up with. Also, if you guys don't know, I actually made a second channel, so go check that out if you're a fan of my content. But anyways guys, peace out.